PicoValve. When we introduced the Univalve, which is switchable from 15 watts down to about 5 watts, the idea was to have a single output tube guitar amp, low power for studio rehearsing and small gigs, that could take any power tube you could possibly want to put in it, that's within the normal octal 6L6, 6V6, EL34 family. And there are dozens and dozens of tubes that fit into that category. We looked very deeply into the needs and requirements of self-biasing circuits, so that we could design an amplifier that really could take just about anything you might happen to want to put into it, and made it so bloody bulletproof that you could find an old tube in a dumpster, wash off the banana peels and coffee grounds, and stick it in the amp, and even if it happened to be shorted, all you do is blow a fuse. We saw a market as well for a lower powered version, switchable from 5 down to 2 watts, but couldn't figure out how to make it any less expensive really than the Univalve. There gets to be a certain point where transformers getting smaller doesn't make them that much less expensive. Chassis work, sheet metal work getting a little smaller doesn't make it that much less expensive, because suddenly you're dealing with the number of holes, not really the amount of metal. It's the cost. And so when the Jet City guys approached me and wanted to have an amplifier to make as a Jet City designed by Andy Marshall and THD, the PicoValve was immediately what popped to mind, because having it made carefully and by a good group in China, quality controlled well, was the one way to make a lower powered amplifier that was dramatically less expensive than the Univalve. And so it just seemed a natural match.